Have you ever asked yourself where your money goes? From paycheck to paycheck, nothing seems to be left in your pockets, causing you to hang on a lost thread to make ends meet. When you experience this daily, this might be the time for you to sit down, grab a coffee or tea, and list down all of your expenses all at once. But before that, there are things that you have to consider doing to avoid spending too much.
How are you going to pay off $16,162.70?
And I've listed them down below just for you. Here are 8 things you should do to avoid overspending and save more money. Number 1. Become aware of your expenses. Before fixing something, first, you must know every detail you can to be able to treat the problem. Going into a fight without knowing your enemy is a losing battle. Similarly, when creating a budget, you must know where your money is going. By the time you understand that, it will be easy for you to navigate around your budget and plan out your game plan. Unfortunately, spending has become a trend nowadays, but it is better to stay out of that wave and start saving. Doing these things at an early age will ensure you an early retirement. But if you are one of those in their 30s and are still struggling with their finances, know that you are not alone. Although you have to remember that it doesn't mean one thing is right just because everyone is experiencing it. Do not stay in that situation. Instead, start to shift your direction and walk on the narrow path to saving your money. Take note when you finally decide on making a budget. Prioritize the basic things you need: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Be vigilant in making decisions when on a budget, even at the expense of your desires. Number 2. Find out your Shopaholic triggers. Did you ever find yourself unconsciously buying a pair of sneakers or pants, then suddenly waking up at home regretting your decisions in life? If your answer is yes, you might be walking around in circles instead of sprinting forward to the path of financial stability. Once you find yourself doing this frequently, you might want to step on the brake and pause for a moment. Find out what is pushing you to do it. According to studies, some people develop shopping addictions when they become addicted to how their brain feels while shopping. While doing it, their brain releases endorphins and dopamine, which become addictive over time. When people feel lonely and depressed, most seek to relieve stress by spending their money. This condition is called compulsive buying behavior, which stems from the psychological part of a person. One of the telltale signs of this condition is having many unopened items. If you find them in your house, you might have to start restraining yourself from purchasing unnecessary items. Number 3. Work with what you have. Starting a budget plan will not be easy, but you have to make your budget work for you. Now that you become aware of your expenses and what triggers you to shop, the next thing you need to do is to plan out your game plan. A little research would do you good. Find out methods that you think are best suited for you. Businesses commonly use budgeting methods, but there's a method known to be effective for families or individuals, the zero-based method. The goal is to allocate every hard-earned money to expenses, savings, and debts. In doing this, you must be able to justify every amount you have set aside. Because of this nature, planning your budget might come in periods. You can change what did not work in the first month to fit your needs in the next month. Number 4. Shop with your budget in mind. If you got to this part, I assume you have a plan. Stick to it, because this is where you battle the temptations of overspending. Shopping has evolved in many ways that we don't even have to go to a store to buy. Window shopping can now be done from the comfort of our own homes. It's as much a battle outside as it is on the inside. That is why you have to be firm with your budget. Shop for what is necessary and avoid grabbing or adding to cart any item that is getting your attention. Shop intentionally. Don't go around a mall without knowing what you want. One of the reasons people overspend is because of impulse buying. One article by Carly DeBikes stated, In-store decisions are at the mercy of spur-of-the-moment variables. We tend to go overboard when in this kind of situation, and usually people make wrong decisions in the spur of the moment, like buying a one-way ticket to Paris because you are bored in the house. That might have been a bit contrasting to just shopping at the grocery or online, but your spur-in-the-moment decisions might have caused a big dent in your budget. So I urge you, if you have a budget, stick to it and plan whenever you shop. You might also want to remember that less is more. Number 5. Customize your social feeds. We can agree that social media is one of the triggers of overspending. One example is seeing ads while scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, or something a friend has posted. It ranges from food, accessories, and clothes. The list just keeps going. Your craving to buy these items will foster all the more when you're hungry and envious of them. Discipline is the key to this. Avoid following online shops and customize what goes on your timeline. Spend less time on your socials and do something more productive. Exercise, do yoga, or do your pending work, and you will find yourself stress-free and become physically fit instead of miserably fending for your budget. Number 6. Never underestimate cheap. Sale is a technique of business to lure consumers. When you see something you want to have for a long time on sale, would you grab it immediately? Whenever an item is on sale, we tend to buy it even if it's not needed. We think we saved some money, even if the price is just $1 or $2 away from the original price. When you're still within the budget, then spending on one product or two is not a problem. But if you are not, just walk away or go home. Avoid it at all costs, for the cost of ruining your finances is high if you stay. Number 7. Do not lean on credit cards. Stick to cash. One misconception people always have about credit cards is having unlimited access to shop every day. Credit for many people is often associated with luxurious purchases and extravagant sprees. That is why credit users tend to overspend. But every credit card holder knows that their card has credit limits. The reason why they still go over the limit might be because they do not know how much they have paid in total. If you are one of these people, you will be in a difficult situation by the end of the month. In contrast to using cash, you will see how much you have paid in real time. You can immediately cross out each of your purchases rather than paying for it in total, which is straightforward. Sticking to cash will also make you stick to your budget. By counting each bill as you pay, you can easily track your expenses and become aware of if you run out of cash. Number 8. Stay with the people with the same values. When you decide to stay on a budget, peer pressure will be one of your temptations. Surround yourself with people that encourage you to grow financially and who walk with you towards it. An example of this is a spontaneous get-together on a Friday night, or an all-out shopping spree on the weekends. These types of scenes can utterly ruin your budget. To avoid these situations, be with those who have the same goal. Having someone you can count on will surely be a great help. All of us are looking for ways to avoid spending much more, but in reality, it can only be fixed when we show some effort in changing our lifestyle. Most of us tend to overspend to have fun. But is it fun to find yourself drowning in debt? It is better to be tight to your budget than to be in a tight spot. Make a change now rather than later. You are awesome. You are great. You can do amazing things. Believe in yourself. And I believe in you. Like this video and share this with your friends and family. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. Watch this next video over here.